Greetings and salutations, everybody. My name is Andrew Rhodes, and welcome to another Andrew Rants, the series that I use to complain about things that confuse me, piss me off, bother me, or just plain boil my piss. Yeah, like I said, the list keeps getting bigger and bigger every time. Anyway, today I'm talking about why there is no, or why we haven't had any Zyuranger adaptations of the Super Sentai series. Now, I understand how we started off with Mighty Morphin, and believe me, I have to say the following before I go any further into this. If it ain't broke, don't fuck with it. I am a huge advocate of that saying, and I will say it, preach it till hell freezes over and back again. If it's not broke, don't fuck with it. And the same holds true for Power Rangers. And I will be getting into another topic, Power Rangers related, later on, involving Megaforce and Super Megaforce. But that's for another video, because I'm gonna have to take a lot of Dr. Pepper. I'm gonna have to have a lot of Dr. Pepper to do that video, and my 44-ounce cup is seen better days. So anyway, what I want to get at this is the Super Sentai series is over in Japan. And it is what we base Power Rangers off of. Ham Saban got the Zyuranger footage and turned that into Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. And I have to admit, as a kid growing up, I loved Power Rangers. I remember playing with my G.I. Joe figures, pretending that they were the Power Rangers, so I actually got Power Rangers figures. In fact, I said in the previous Andrew Rants video why the figures couldn't have been a little better made, but yeah, I can understand why, but still they could have done a little better. But anyway, I got into the Super Sentai series by watching Gokaiger, which, by the way, I recommend if you ever want to get into the Super Sentai series, watch Gokaiger first. Because if you've never heard of the Super Sentai, that's a great starting point. Because they literally go through the 34 prior to them. So that is the best starting point there is. And I am so glad I started there, because then it made me look up the other Sentais. And it was really, really well done on my part, and really well thought out on theirs to do that for a series. So Gokaiger was my starting point. That was the 35th. But let's backtrack a little bit, because there were some early ones that I think would make really cool adaptations into just a plain superhero thing here in the US. Now, let's face it, we can't really have them be the Power Rangers series. Although, they were seen in Super Megaforce, which I will get into when I do that video. So help me God, I'll get into that. But anyway, what I want to know is how come we couldn't get these three of the original Sentai series in the US dubbed, or at least changed up a bit and made to be a little cooler than they were. You could have named them, like VR Troopers was basically two shows that were combined into one. How come these three couldn't have just been like their own standalone series to compete with Power Rangers and see which one's cooler? And the three that I'm thinking of are Masked Man, Live Man, and Jetman. Those three are about the coolest of the pre-Zyuranger that I know of. And Zyuranger itself wasn't bad. But when you actually sit down and look at a lot of these other ones, yeah, sure. Okay, the animation and special effects are kind of half-assed. Keep in mind, they came out like the 60s to early 70s. Animation wasn't really well done, special effects were kind of half-assed, so it's understandable. But let's fast forward now a bit more. Now we're in 2017. We could easily use the footage of this, remake the costumes, it shouldn't be that difficult, and just go to town with it. Make an entirely new team. Because let's face it, Power Rangers is starting to see its age. I mean, I, for one, wish that it would live on for eternity so that I could share it with my future children, but we all know it's not going to happen. I think we have a better chance of the Vulcans coming and introducing us to warp technology and showing us the entire universe than we do with Power Rangers lasting until I'm 70. That probably ain't gonna happen. But anyway, it'd be really cool if we could have this. Because what really annoyed me is that we started at Zyuranger for Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. And that's fine, because it wasn't too long that it had just ended over in Japan. So it worked out pretty well. But how come we couldn't get Jetman to start it off with? I mean, I'm really glad we didn't start all the way off at number 1 with Go Ranger and then go into Jack. Those two are kind of really stupid. No offense to the Japanese people, by the way. But, I mean, you actually sit down and look at it by today's standards, it's kind of haphazard. I mean, even the original Power Rangers is even pushing it because I know that it's stock footage from the Sentai series. Because I've seen the Sentai series that they're based on. I've seen Zyuranger, I've seen Zyuranger, I've seen Kaku Ranger, I've seen O-Ranger, I've seen Car Ranger, I've seen Mega Ranger. I refuse to watch Ginga Man. And I've seen a lot of these. So I know what the footage is. You can tell, too, with some of them because it kind of gets this darker look in the film, in the picture all of a sudden, because you know that they're using the stock footage and then they change back to the newer stuff. So it's understandable. But how come we can't get like those three, like Mask Man, Live Man, and Jet Man, to be their own standalone series here? I mean, just retool them a little bit. I mean, hell, you took 2 different shows and created VR Troopers. Why couldn't we have, those 3 Sentai series be their own standalone show? I mean, that'd be pretty cool. At least that's my opinion anyway. I mean, I'd love to see a Jetman. You can call it Jet Force. Mask Man, you could call them, it's mostly chi-based. Spirit Force or something, you could call them Spirit Squad. They like the Jedis or something. And Live Man, I'm not exactly sure what their gimmick was off the top of my head. I'd have to re-look that up. But anyway, still, it's definitely something that I could see a possibility of. I would love to see it happen. I mean, we're already getting, Shout Factory's already bringing over Zyuranger and Zyuranger on DVD. So they're already out. I mean, I could pull up both of those in the Shout Factory Roku channel and watch them to my heart's content. Same thing, I could do it on Tubi too. So it's really cool that I can watch these and that they're in English subtitles. But how come we can't get a whole new Power Rangers or just like a new show based off of these? And I mean, it would just be cool in my opinion. But my opinion's just that, mine. I'm entitled to it, and I might be wrong, or you might think I'm insane, which is fine. I understand that. But anyway, that's my thought, my opinion. So I want to know what you have to say. Let me know in the comments below. Do you think we should get some of the previous Super Sentai series as standalone shows? Or do you think that maybe they should try to combine a few of them into a small little series? It's only like 3 seasons long. Let me know in the comments below. I wouldn't mind a 3-season long though thing. That sounds pretty cool. But anyway, my name's Andrew Rants. This has been Andrew Rants. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you liked this video. Thumbs down if you hated it. And hit that subscribe button because, hey, that'll let you know when I come out with new videos, including my absolutely completely random podcast. Hit the little bell icon if you want to be notified. And anyway, I'll catch you next time on Andrew Rants.